In the hour after President Biden announced he would withdraw from the 2024 campaign on Sunday, most popular AI chatbots seemed oblivious to the news. Asked directly whether he had dropped out, almost all said no or declined to give an answer. Asked who was running for President of the United States, they still listed his name. For the past week, we've tested AI chatbots' approach to breaking political stories and found they were largely not able to keep up with consequential real-time news. Most didn't have current information, gave incorrect answers, or declined to answer and pushed users to check news sources. Now, with just months left until the presidential election and bombshell political news dropping at a steady clip, AI chatbots are distancing themselves from politics and breaking news or refusing to answer at all. Hours after the July 13th shooting at former President Donald Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, some popular AI bots were confused about what, if anything, had happened. ChatGPT said rumors of an assassination attempt were misinformation. Meta AI said it didn't have anything recent or credible about an assassination attempt. They similarly struggled immediately after Trump named Vance as his running mate last Monday, and when President Biden tested positive for the coronavirus on Wednesday. Chatbots are designed to give conversational answers and keep people engaged, often mimicking human-like interactions to make the experience more seamless and enjoyable. Names and links to sources for answers range from non-existent to hidden, though some companies are starting to make them more visible, aiming for greater transparency and trustworthiness. Even when AI does include a source, it adds it after the fact, said Jevin West, a professor and co-founder of the Center for an Informed Public at the University of Washington. This practice can sometimes lead to confusion and misinformation. The public needs to know we're in a stage still where most of the citations and sourcing are post hoc and going to lead to problems, West said. This is a critical issue as people increasingly rely on AI for information. He noted that, for now, we need to rely a little bit more on some of the more formally trained gatekeepers, meaning the mainstream media, to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the information we consume. Some chatbots handled breaking news and sourcing better than others. Microsoft's Copilot tended to have the correct information fastest in our tests, with heavy linking to original sources. Still, the company is being cautious about politics and putting in guardrails ahead of the election. Out of an abundance of caution, we're redirecting election-related prompts in Copilot to Bing search to help ensure users are getting information from the most authoritative sources, said Microsoft spokesperson Donnie Turnbull. Asked who was running for US President on Sunday, Copilot said, "Looks like I can't respond to this topic." It did correctly answer direct questions about Biden dropping out almost immediately. Google's AI overview answers don't typically show up for questions about breaking news. Instead, the site skips straight to showing its usual Google News links. However, Gemini, its separate AI chatbot, was sometimes able to answer news questions in tests. Gemini does not yet include links to its sources. The company announced late last year that it would restrict some election-related queries on its AI tools. If you ask Gemini about politics, it says, "I can't help with responses on elections and political figures right now," and links users to Google search. Google said it's working on improving the experience as it gets more feedback. Perplexity is another AI chatbot with access to real-time information, and it has come under fire for how it pulls from real articles and reporting. This has raised concerns about the accuracy and reliability of the information it provides to users. It is not blocking or redirecting political inquiries, but the company says it's prioritizing authoritative sources such as government websites for election-related questions. This approach aims to ensure that users receive the most credible and up-to-date information available. In our tests, when asked, "Was Trump shot?" Hours after the July 13th rally, Perplexity said that there are no reports of Trump or anyone else being shot or injured. This response was consistent with the information available at the time. It did include other accurate information about the incident with links to sources. This helps users verify the information by checking the original reporting. By later in the day, it was answering correctly. This demonstrates the chatbot's ability to update its responses as new information becomes available. Asked on July 21st who is running for president, Perplexity listed Biden. This shows that the chatbot is keeping track of ongoing political developments. Perplexity includes disclaimers in some answers that are incorrect, such as when it said on July 17th that Biden did not have COVID-19. These disclaimers are meant to alert users to potential inaccuracies. It's important to note that the current health of public figures can change rapidly. Therefore, users should always seek the latest updates from reliable sources. Meta AI, which appears in Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, appeared to have the strongest limits on political news. Asked about Trump's running mate, it generated an accurate answer that named Vance, but then quickly deleted and replaced it with a message that said, "Thanks for asking," and linked to voting information. The company has been open about distancing itself from news on its platforms. Asked about Meta AI's approach to breaking news, the company directed us to blog posts announcing the tool that mention only non-news uses. However, if you ask Meta AI what you should use it for, it includes asking for news updates. Instead of declining to answer about current events, OpenAI's ChatGPT denied anything happened. 5 hours after the Trump rally shooting, it said there was no assassination attempt. But by the next day, it had an accurate answer and a disclaimer confirming an assassination attempt and telling people to check other sources for the latest information. Immediately after Biden dropped out, it said he was still running, but it had the correct information an hour later. ChatGPT is not a real-time product, and the amount of time it takes to update can vary, said company spokesperson Liz Bourgeois. However, the company expects that to change as it makes more deals with media organizations. Despite what the companies want people to ask a chatbot, there are valid reasons people would turn to AI during a breaking news situation. Tech companies have gone out of their way to bake these bots into existing search features, making them an automatic first stop for many without even realizing it. Meta AI, for example, is the default search tool across Meta's apps in the United States. In the immediate aftermath of a news event, there's often an information vacuum, West, the professor at the University of Washington, said. Hungry for updates or conversation, people turn to social media or search engines and try to sort through multiple news sources to find the latest. An AI bot that can give a pat, instant answer can seem like an alluring option. These bots can quickly aggregate information from various sources, providing a concise summary that saves time and effort. This efficiency is particularly appealing during fast-paced news cycles when every second counts. They're incredibly good at communication, West said. They're not being optimized necessarily for truth.